Today we are talking about the Earth Star Chakra. What is it? And how can it help our mind, body, and soul be at its best?
'Cause we're born free, the way we should be, with no one telling us how to love, and no more getting on our knees, and everybody say hi.
Welcome back, everybody, to Spiritual Misfits. Again, my name is Christian, and here we talk about life in general, physical, mental, and spiritual health, and really just try to, how to live at your highest vibration and your best self. So today we are talking about the Earth Star Chakra. Did you know that there's quite a few more chakras than just the 7 within your body? And if you're unfamiliar with chakras, I highly recommend you do some research, get an understanding of what chakras are, and then this will all make a little bit more sense to you. Now, with the Earth Star Chakra is said to be the number one main grounding chakra, all right? Mainly, though, for our higher self, all right? Because this Earth Star Chakra sits below our body, our physical body. And it's the one thing that really grounds us to Mother Earth, all right? So it's kind of the same type of vibrational feeling that if you take your shoes off and you go walking outside, or you're sitting in the grass with your shoes off, bare feet, or toes in the sand at the beach, you just get this weird feeling, this awesome feeling that it's kind of hard to describe, but you know what I'm talking about if you've felt that before. So today, we're going to dive in on how this Earth Star Chakra and connecting it, as well as just making sure that it's flowing correctly for ourselves, is going to benefit you both mentally, physically, and spiritually. All right, how it's going to help with your health benefits, and what different things we can do in order to really activate and allow that energy to flow at its highest. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, now obviously, like I said before, the best way to really connect to this Earth Star Chakra is to take your shoes off, get barefoot, and go walking in the sand or the dirt or on the beach or anything like that. Now, yes, there is the main root chakra that grounds our physical body as well, both physically and internally with our health and everything like that. But to really get the most out of that root chakra, being able to really activate that Earth Star Chakra is just going to allow that to perform that much better. All right, now again, like I said, get out in nature, get your shoes and socks off, get barefoot, get the feet dirty, and just feel all of the elements of the earth through your feet. The other thing is you can use crystals, rocks, crystals, minerals, all that good stuff, glasses, to be able to connect to the Earth Star Chakra and just really activate the highest amount of energy that we can get from it. All right, now again, one real big way to be able to kind of disconnect is if you're someone that's always wearing socks and shoes. All right, if you're working in front of a computer in an office all day inside, or if you're driving in a car all day, anything with any type of electronics or operating vehicles that are full of computer chips and all that kind of stuff now, those things are going to diminish, all right, your connection to Earth Star Chakra, as well as just the frequency, all right, that Earth Star Chakra gives us through the core of our Earth. So again, anytime that you're around tons and tons of electronics, and again, remember, your car is full of, it's basically a computer within your car. So anytime you're spending lots of time in the car, in front of your computer, on your fucking phone, TV, anything that plugs into an outlet and needs electricity, and then the higher technology ones like our phones, computers, cars, all that stuff that possibly radiates EMF and all that kind of stuff, is going to reduce your Earth Star Chakra, reduce your grounding as a whole. All right, and if you're unfamiliar with this grounding is, let's take electricity for a second. If you've ever, I'm not an electrician, I've got basic knowledge of electricity, but I do know that, there's positive, negative, and then there's also a grounding wire. All right, and how I know this, because I've been electrocuted more times than I'd like to say. But being a musician and just, living on your own and stuff like that, you gotta deal with the electricity. So I've gotten electrocuted quite a few times. Anyways, I realized that anytime that I get electrocuted is because it's missing a grounding wire. So you apply that, logic to the body and with ourselves, because we're just flowing energy, all right? Everything in life is energy. And once you start to work that concept in your mind, everything starts to make a lot more sense. So everything is energy, but if we don't have that grounding wire in place, that's when emotionally, physically, everything's just in chaos. Chaos. So if your life is in chaos right now, your emotions are in chaos, just if there's chaos clouding your brain in general, and right now it's extremely easy with what's going on in the world and everything like that, and there's reasons why these things are going on, and there's reasons why they want to be able to, disrupt our grounding and allow us to focus in and continue to dive into chaos. All right, because it's very important to be grounded. When you're grounded, a lot of the other stuff doesn't even matter because you know what is real. And in order for you to really connect to your higher self and to connect to the other chakras throughout the body, like the third eye, the crown, and all these other things, if you're seeking truth and you're seeking higher consciousness, but you're not grounded, it's not going to work. It's really not going to work because you don't have that grounding wire attached to be able to balance everything out and really let the flow come through in the right way that you're going to be able to actually understand what's going on. You may have all this crazy shit that happens in your life, but you have no clue on what's going on. You're not able to use that power correctly, and you're continuing to struggle. And that's, chaos, chaos, chaos. All right, you subscribe to the chaos, and you keep subscribing to it. You're continuing to deground yourself. So, all right, get outside, take your shoes and socks off, get your feet dirty, and that's the first step to just grounding yourself, whether it be emotionally, physically, if your body, if you're feeling sick, or muscles and joints are just not working properly, any of that. Just get outside, sit in the grass, sit in the sand, sit in the dirt, in the sun, close your eyes, take your shoes off, and just feel the earth with your feet. All right. Now, the next thing, obviously, I love crystals, I love minerals, rocks, all that stuff. Now, I'm going to tell you a story that how I really came about the importance of grounding. All right. When COVID first came through, all the lockdowns, they shut every fucking thing down, or at least tried to. All right. And with me, myself, and me being kind of a rebel and not really liking to listen to rules or do any of that, I was like, screw this, I'm gonna go do something. But here's the thing, all right, they shut down, everything was shut down. All the stores, gyms, everywhere you could go was shut down besides the grocery store and the hospital. All right, essential things. All right, they even shut down our beaches. They shut down our beaches. You couldn't even go to the beach. All right, there was a period of time where you couldn't even walk on the beach. Eventually they opened it up where you can just walk, but you couldn't sit, you couldn't do anything. It was crazy. They even shut down a lot of our trails and areas that you can go hike, all right, which was crazy. So I got the idea, okay, I need to get way the fuck out there where there's no one, and they know no one's gonna really go, so they're not gonna care, all right? You gotta, I don't let anything stop me, okay? So I thought, okay, well, I know that there are some really cool rocks and stuff, and me and my wife have talked about, going out and trying to find some geodes. We've loved geodes for as long as, we've been together. Geodes have been really cool. So we're like, oh, I think we can, there's a couple different spots in Southern California where you can find geodes, is what we heard. So I got online, did some research because I had nothing else to do, and we started looking up different information about geodes and found that there was one here in right along the border of Arizona and Southern California. So we're like, okay, that's the closest one. Let's go see if we can find this, or just at least explore it, just get out of the fucking house. So it was about a total of 4.5, 5 hours to get to the location, but it was off of GPS coordinates out in the middle of nowhere in the desert, and but we found it, and we were successful. And we got out of the car, and just the feeling of just no one around, being free, no one telling you what to do, no signs, no, shit pertaining to what was going on, the chaos that was going on. There's a truck coming behind me. So being able to just completely get the chaos away from us and not see it and just be in the present, focus just on being free out here where there's nobody, and just look for some cool rocks and stuff and maybe find some geodes. So we took our only son at the time. He was 8, or he was what? Actually, no, he wasn't 8. He's 8 now. Anyways, we took Dean. You've seen him in some videos. Took Dean out with us, and we found some really cool rocks. I mean, some stuff I had never seen before. And granted, I didn't really know much about minerals, rocks, crystals, all that kind of stuff. This is actually what led me into it. But anyways, I had a feeling that I needed to get out there because obviously, now that I reflect on it, it's because I needed grounding. There was so much chaos that, I wasn't super aware and connected of my higher self, but I listened to more so my intuition, which is that higher self. And it told me, get out, go as far as you can, find an open spot and just get out. And I did, and again, felt so good. It felt amazing to not have any of that chaos around. Our phones didn't even work. I had no reception, which was a little scary, because we did end up getting lost on the way back. We took a wrong dirt road, which the roads were very hard to determine out where we were. And it was getting dark, and I came up to a giant cliff out of wash and was like, oh, we went the wrong way. So, after about an hour and a half of roaming around the desert in the middle of nowhere, I finally found where I messed up on the turn, and we ended up getting back to the main highway just before the sun completely went down, which my wife and my son were freaking out. So, but I got us back, so we were able to continue our adventures. Anyways, but no, it was just, really an amazing experience for the time that we were living through, to just feel that freedom, see that there was nothing around, and just really disconnect from the controlled reality that we were living in into actual reality and earth reality and all that kind of stuff, if that makes sense. So, but with this experience, I got drawn to continuing to do this. I felt free. I could get away from all the chaos. So I got super into rock hounding and going out into the middle of nowhere, going online, researching these rocks and stones and everything like that. But the crazy thing, and again, this is all coming back to the Earth Star Chakra, all right? The crazy thing is that a lot of the minerals that I was connected to are Earth Star Chakra connected minerals. And they're also very protective minerals, all right? And I'm going to show you some of the ones that I found. All of the Earth Star Chakra minerals that I'm going to go over are all actual minerals that I found, that I collected myself. And so to me, they're very special. They're myself and these minerals have a really good connection. And they've really helped me a lot, I feel like. To just keep that centered grounding and begin, really ignore myself from the chaos, unsubscribe myself from that chaos, and to continue to move forward in the way that I want to move forward, not influenced by any of the shit that's fucking going on right now. So, anyways, the first, main Earth Star Chakra mineral that I got drawn to and was able to find and collect, and there's actually quite of an abundance on where my spot is black obsidian. So black obsidian, I've got this piece right here, and this piece it's pretty cool. I keep it outside. I keep some of my minerals outside, but then I've got a few inside, and then a whole bunch in boxes in my garage that I've collected, that I've actually polished and cleaned up. This one is kind of just pretty much just raw. And yeah, hold on, I'm gonna get this a little bit clearer on here so we can see these stones. Okay, the light was hitting my camera, so I adjusted it. Anyways, so back to, all right, the obsidian. Obsidian is a mineral that connects us to Earth Star Chakra. All right, now it's actually more like a glass. If you look up obsidian, there's tons of history with ancient civilizations and all of that kind of stuff. But with that, they say that black obsidian is a great Earth Star connecting chakra. It's great for protection. As far as protection, here's the other thing too. the feeling of protection or safety is also a part of that grounding chakra. All right, just like in COVID-19, what we were not protected, and the only way that you could get protected was by doing what they told you and wanted you to do. And then once you got that done, then you can go into, you know, a bar or a venue or to a theme park or an airplane or whatever it was that they wanted, right? So if you lose your feeling of protection or safety, that is also going to reduce your connection to Earth Star Chakra. So the feeling of protection and safety is extremely important to have just within us, and that emotional feeling to really help us stay grounded and just to help you focus at being at your, you know, your best. If you don't feel safe, you don't feel protected, then you're in that fight or flight mode, which is chaos. It's chaotic. That frequency is chaotic. So again, if you are in a state where you do not feel secure, you do not feel protected, you definitely got to do some work on being able to clear that. You know, for me, I'm going to give you a personal, deal. For me, where I was living, you know, I was living close to the beach. I was living in Pacific Beach. I'll tell you what, you know, I was living in Pacific Beach, California, San Diego. And I loved it because I grew up next to the beach surfing and everything. And this was a super fun party town, all of that stuff. And this was when I was in my younger years of 17 through about 24. And then I grew up around this area too and stuff. So it was just, yeah, anyways. But in this area, there was tons and tons and tons of criminal activity as far as robberies, home invasions, people just breaking into house. There's tons of drug addicts and there's tons of homeless people. And not to say anything about that, but those were the people that were frequently, you know, also breaking into cars all the time. I mean, there was just the amount of theft and the amount of just criminal activity that was going on was very unsettling, to the point like it really gave me a lot of anxiety personally. I had my cars broken into all the time. I had my house, I had 2 guitars that were stolen from me. Like there was so much just insecurity and all the time, and feeling of not having my belongings protected that were, you know, this. If you listen to my story, the huge incident that I dealt with that really, really changed my life happened in PB. All right, so I had a huge, again, you know, if you listen to my stories, I highly encourage you to listen to my stories so you just kind of know where I'm coming from with all my videos and what's led me to this point in my life. You know that I had some huge work that I had to do with my feeling of protection and safety, both physically and emotionally. So again, like I say this, like it took a lot of work for me to be able to get past that, like years of work for me to get past that. And if you listen to my story, you know how I did it. All right, now, even today, I mean, there's, like I said, the current period of time, I mean, I know things are opening back up, but let me tell you, shit ain't over. All right, shit ain't over. But more and more people are waking up to unsubscribing from that chaos and living their life and grounding themselves and not buying into that shit. So, anyways, back to the minerals, all right? Black obsidian is a great stone to really help you be able to bring in that protection, all right? In fact, you know, this is another piece that I found. I made into a little necklace here. Now, I tumbled this piece, and I know you can't really see it super well, but tumbled this piece, and it looks like a shark tooth. Everyone was like, whoa, is that, what is that? I was like, it's obsidian. All right, and I wear this one, and it just gives me that, it gives me a great calming sense, all right? The energy, very calming, but it's logically grounding, all right? So we think in 2 different states, logically as well as emotionally, and this one, again, is just very logically grounding. It allows my thinking process to be much more logical instead of emotional, and for some people, that's a good or bad thing. For me, that's personally just what I've needed within the last month or so, because I change out my necklaces and my jewelry based off of what I really feel that I need and what's resonating with me. So with that, I've got that. And, you know, also the other crazy thing about a lot of these Earth Star Chakra minerals is they are said to be very, you know, since they reduce positive energy, they also help to reduce EMF or radiation. So they're great minerals to be able to have around any electronics, to wear on your body when you're around any electronics. So, typically between myself and my computer, at night I have one on my nightstand between my phone and my bed and myself while I'm sleeping. I wear, one all the time, and I've got them scattered throughout my house because I have a lot of black obsidian, and I really like it too. I like this stuff. So that's, black obsidian is a great one. It's affordable, it's cheap, and you can even go out and find it on your own. And eventually I'll probably end up posting some. I do have an Etsy store, but I'm not really trying to sell shit or anything right now. Eventually when I have more time, I have enough on my hands. I'm barely even getting to do this. I'm just very passionate about these videos and want to get this information out because I just want to help, people get into a good frequency and help their mind, body, and spirit. So, all right, black obsidian, another one. All right, and I only really have, actually I got a small piece right here. Never mind. Is black tourmaline. Now this is another piece that shortly after finding lots of black obsidian and working that spot frequently, I started looking at new spots, and what I ended up finding at these new spots, not really aware, I was actually really focusing and trying to be able to find quartz crystals, which I haven't really found any full natural quartz crystals. So if any of y'all want to message me or you guys want to go out together and you got some real quartz crystals, I'd love to go find myself some quartz crystals, like real points and shit like that. All right, but this, black tourmaline, I've come up on like tons and tons, even more black tourmaline than black obsidian. The black tourmaline, I got a ton of just straight tourmaline crystals, kind of like this one. This one's a bigger chunk that fell out of, obviously, some quartz or feldspar, but then I have some big pieces, and I love the big pieces. All right, so this is black tourmaline in feldspar and quartz, all right, out of the pegmatite vein. And I've been doing research on these pegmatites and these combinations of minerals together, and obviously black tourmaline is said to have done the same things. Obviously it connects to Earth Star Chakras. Pretty much all your black minerals and crystals are going to connect you to Earth Star Chakra, because again, color represents and really drives the actual frequency, both sound and wavelengths, all right, to the different chakras that we want to connect. Like, that's the big thing. And if you want to learn more about frequencies and colors and all of that shit, check out some of my other videos. Eventually I'll get a link. I'm just getting started with all this, so eventually I'll have a ton about that, because that's one of my favorite things to talk about. But all right, with that, the black is what's going to connect us really to that Earth Star Chakra. Now, it's also said that a lot of these black crystals and minerals and rocks and glasses like obsidian and all that are also that EMF reducing. They have those properties. All right, so again, this one I keep around my electronics and everything. Now the other thing, all right, obviously it's got quartz in here as well as feldspar, and from my research, that both of those are silicates. And from what the research that I've seen and covered, and again, I've still got tons of research to do, and I may be incorrect about quite a few things. So please leave me a comment, correct me, because I'm here to learn. I'm not going to take any offense to it. I know it's all out of positivity, and it's an opportunity for me to learn even more. So please correct me, leave any comments or anything like that below. But what I've kind of came to the assumption of is that since, feldspar, and here's another big old piece I found. I actually chiseled this one off in a way, spent a couple hours getting this piece, but it's just got beautiful, you can see the quartz crystals coming out, the feldspar, and then we got these big chunks of black tourmaline, and it's even got, I don't know if you can see the red garnets up in there. I believe they're red garnets, but I don't know if you can see that right up in there. You see how it's red-ish color? But yeah, there's quite a few all through this. But anyways, all right, this is a heavy piece. What I've kind of come to a logical assumption of is that, and I've read it on a few things, but again, I don't 100% know for sure. So again, it's just a hypothesis, I guess you say. So with that, all right, if silicates amplify, I know that obviously they amplify. That's why they use them in so many different chips and different electronic things, all right, since they amplify, would they amplify the properties of black tourmaline, focusing in on a higher, frequency output than just the actual tourmaline stone, crystal itself? Because black tourmaline obviously is, typically what I find as far as that earth stone mineral with that pegmatite, and I've got shit tons of it. Like, I've got even bigger pieces that I found that are like boulders with giant pieces, which is amazing. I've got, but it's very, very common where here in southern San Diego and in California. So I've got a lot. Anyways, with that, does it amplify, all right, that EMF, blockage or, suck up? Does it amplify that? So the bigger the piece, is it going to help, be around those bigger, electronic devices like big computers and all of that stuff? The bigger the piece, I'm still studying, but my hypothesis is the bigger the piece, the more it's going to be able, the more power in what we're looking at these things to do, if that makes sense. Or does it not really matter? I would think that the bigger that it is, because of mass, size, formation, all of those different things within the scientific realm of, these rocks and minerals and what they do, I would feel that would have a impact on what it does for what we want it to do. But again, and does it also, help secure us? I would think that these bigger chunks, since I have them in my backyard, they stay out in my backyard and they're around my house, I would think that they would work more so to, protect something more like a house, a big area to be able to have that bigger charge for something like that. That's just kind of what makes, logical sense to me. I've also got this big old piece of black obsidian. I love this piece because it's just so natural and raw. You can see the clay that was coming out. It's even got, the pumice, a little bit of pumice stone in there. You could say that it's kind of snowflakey, but I have some real snowflake one that I got, and it's just a little bit different. So black obsidian with a little bit of pumice in there. And again, if you know any more about this, please educate me. All right, but this is a big piece. I got a couple other big black obsidian pieces like this, but I keep these guys outside just as that, total home protection type of deal. All right, so those are the main ones. Obviously, there's a lot of other black stones and minerals out there, like black kyanite. We've got some black jade right here. There's a lot out there. So look them up. Do your research, because the more you research on your own, the more you're going, that's part of your path. Coming on here is part of your research. I hope this just kind of ignites that flame on, some research you're going to possibly do today. But at the end of the day, the more that you are able to just take in as many different things and kind of just make your own decisions on, what resonates with you and what doesn't, that's really you, on your journey to enlightenment and to just understanding of whatever it is you're trying to understand. So, all right, first thing, get your shoes off. Go frolic out in the prairie. Get your toes in the sand. All right, get them dirty. Feel the earth within your feet. Get in the sunlight. All that stuff. That's going to help you out regardless of whether you got anything else. All right, do that. Next thing, stop watching the news. Unsubscribe from that chaos. All right, that's the second thing. Unsubscribe from that chaos. And again, take the opportunity to go actually live and be in the present and appreciate where you're at. The world around us, we can find so much beauty. Just like I love my lemon tree right here. All right, every single day. And then third, all right, if you can, get yourself some, rocks, minerals, or glass that is going to help boost up that Earth Star Chakra and just really help your grounding in every aspect. All right. Other than that, this is a pretty long video. I'm going to end it there. But again, if this resonates with you, please like it, subscribe, hit that notification. I'm going to be doing as many videos up here as I can that's going to really help take care of all of us, or at least lead us to the ideas that can take care of all of us in regards to our mind, body, and spirit. Until then, we'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Bye.